Welcome back to another episode of Reax, where we're going to have a look how the internet did react to the Ferencvaros game. 2-1 win out in Budapest. And let's get straight into it, starting off with Aaron saying, watching the second half of Ferencvaros against Spurs.
Not sure there was more visibility in the flashbang than there was yesterday at Ferencvaros. That second half, they had to, they stopped it for 2 minutes, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because they had to clear the smoke. But yeah, it was.
It was literally like TV, that, though. It was madness.
Yeah, literally. The referee said he couldn't see the far side of the pitch. There was just so much smoke. Obviously, we were watching on TV like, how the hell are they still playing? And somehow the linesman flagged for an offside. I don't know how he did that. Must have been guesswork. How the hell did he spot an offside in that scenario? But as well, when that stuff's going on, it makes it even more impressive that these young players were able to, get over that kind of situation and still put in a good performance. So yeah.
Yeah, and even like when the game started to go on a bit, it was still like hard to see, and then suddenly it just kind of like the mist descended, and everything was back to normal. Next up, officially, Son Heung-Min has been withdrawn from the South Korean national team squad for October's international matches for precautionary reasons. So. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. He needs this rest desperately. He won't be in the squad for the Brighton game this weekend. He's not going to be in the squad for the Korea international game, so he gets a well-needed rest.
Well, interestingly enough, Ange didn't completely rule him out for the weekend, but he said he's unlikely to feature. So hopefully that's a sign that it's not too bad. And even the fact that he's even, not completely ruled out for Sunday suggests that hopefully he gets this rest and then he'll be fully fit for when we come back after the international break. So we've obviously we miss him, but thankfully the results have been okay while he's been away so far anyway.
And he's probably the Tottenham's #1 fan, cheering them on from home. He's probably, let's hope he hasn't aggravated his injuries from any of his celebrations running around his living room, as Ange said. This one from Jake saying, I'm manifesting this so bad. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Sonny being the sensei.
Definitely. And I think that hopefully by the time Son decides to leave, hopefully it's in a few years, that will be the case. And look, he's definitely a great leader and he's definitely a great mentor. So I don't think they could have wished for a better captain. Absolutely.
Invert the Wing said last night, talking of Mikey Moore, he says the intelligence, the fearlessness, what the cool kids like to say, aura. This is the confidence of a veteran. You show this to someone who hasn't watched football, they would say this is someone 10 years into his career. Look, I wouldn't say maybe 10 years into his career, maybe 5 years into his career, but no, definitely, he's definitely got that aura about him.
Yeah, and he was class. And I think the fearlessness is definitely a word I would use for his performance yesterday. Willing to take people on, but also having quality and maturity in some of his moves as well. So phenomenal from Mikey Moore, and such an encouraging debut as well. So really, really good stuff.
Next up, Pedro Porro. This is what he tweeted out last night. 5 in 5, come on, with a bit of a hurricane emoji. And he put in a top performance last night, didn't he?
Yeah, my man of the match. Really, really great. So interesting to see a right back like Porro have such an influence on our game. I know like there are right backs like Trent who's capable of it as well, but I think Porro is getting to the stage where he's right up there with the top fullbacks in the league with the amount of influence he has on the ball, and I think he showed that yesterday.
StatMuse saying Brennan Johnson, since deactivating his Instagram, 5 games, 5 goals, 5 wins, 5 winners. And are they taking this R9 thing a bit too far now?
R9. Come on. Ronaldo.
Brennan Johnson, this is StatMuse again. Brennan Johnson goals, 5 all last season, 5 in his last 5 games.
So he's starting to get those goals that, as I was saying, like when he was at Forest, he was much more of a finisher than he was a creator, and he's added that ability to set chances up for Spurs, but he's always got that finishing ability which we saw at Forest, and he's really showing it this season.
Expressions, big up to you, Expressions. Obviously he's bringing up the Ronaldo picture again, and he says, I am sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game, I have been thoroughly educated.
Come on.
And Expressions after the Arsenal game didn't have the nicest words to say about Brennan Johnson, so let's just leave it there. But I messaged him about it this morning, and he messaged me saying, I see, you only message me when I'm wrong about things. What about when I'm right about things?
Classic Expression response. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant.
THFC report showing what Maddison said. So Spurs official tweeted out, put on Instagram this the Brenaldo thing, and Madder says, "Get your own admin, get your own banter admin."
Stealing Madison's creation. Come on, can't be a bit more creative, but top banter from Madders.
Simon Jimenez says Brennan Johnson with 5 in 5. Big up to you, Brennan.
Look at that smile. He's playing with a smile.
Far cry to what we saw at Coventry, isn't it?
Yeah, big time.
Squawk Alive saying Cuti Romero's game by numbers against Ferencvaros, 67 out of 72 passes completed, which is 93%. 11 out of 14 aerial duels won. 11 out of 14 duels won. 7 out of 8 aerial duels won. 5 clearances, 5 times possession won. 3 tackles. Was excellent this evening. And that's what I'm most impressed about with Cuti. I feel like he's getting stronger and stronger in the air as time progresses.
Yeah, he obviously, I think he was never like weak in the air, but I think he wasn't like one of the most dominant, that's for sure. And I remember in his early days, he had struggles like against Antonio sometimes and people like that. But I think that's an area of his game he's really worked on. And obviously yesterday he was completely dominant. But that 5 times possession one is such a crucial stat, especially for someone like Cuti, because not only does he win possession, but he always usually has the ability on the ball to set us up on attacks as well. And he's brilliant performance I thought last night.
Carly says, never change Tottenham. Look at this.
Yeah, such chaos going on. You just look at the defender there. He just doesn't know what's going on. He's like looking around, like, where's the ball? You got Bergvall, like some just doing a backflip or something. And then Sarr just taking advantage of it. And then a really good finish as well. But yeah, funny picture.
Next up, Lana saying, he gets it. And this is Lucas Bergvall with a Brennan.
He definitely does get it. Come on, Lucas.
It's great to see, isn't it, just how happy the team are for Brennan Johnson. Literally like every man in the squad. Yeah,
and it's really great. Everyone rallied around him, and it's really improved his performance, and he's got back up to speed. And I think Basuma spoke about it after the game, saying, that after the Arsenal game he was sad and, he was going through a tough time. But really great to see that's really turned around fairly quickly.
Yeah, and this was the Spurs away end last night. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're singing Brennan again, ole, ole, or Johnson again. I'm not sure which one.
It's Johnson.
But yeah, unbelievable. And hopefully we'll be seeing that again in the away end at the Amex this weekend.
Yeah, phenomenal.
This no context Tottenham. Brennan for the Ballon d'Or, anyone?
Get him on the list. Come on. Surely he's worth a go. Come on, Brennan. Love it.
Nathan says, Brennan Johnson has discovered he has a left foot. It's over.
It's done. Defenders won't know what to do with him.
Paul O'Keefe saying, job done. Lots of positives for Ange. Gray, more outstanding. Lankshear showed enough to warrant first team football. Vicario was very solid and only beaten by a great move and finish.
Yeah, and I thought I absolutely agree with that. There were so many positives to take from last night. Not just the youngsters, which was our major positive, but giving a rest to certain players, the performance of the players who did play, the game management, obviously, getting the win as well. I think it was a really, really great night for Spurs yesterday.
Tottenham again, tweeting out what we were speaking about before, Brenaldo.
Get your own banter, admin, come on.
Spurs Express tweeting out official VAR review of the Ferencvaros disallowed goal. Look how tight that is.
So tight. Even there, I'm just not seeing how it's offside, but it's literally millimeters.
It looks like it's just an arm.
Yeah.
And even that.
It looks like his shoulder. Yeah, it looks like his shoulder.
It looks like, from that image, it does look like Mickey van der Ven's keeping him. It looks like he's getting Romero's keeping him on. Yeah,
I always tend to look at the lines, and I'm looking at the line of the penalty area between Romero and then his line between him and the penalty area. There's not a lot in it, but then again, I'm looking at Romero's foot. It is slightly closer to the edge of the penalty area than him, so maybe, obviously, it is correct. I don't think this is wrong, but yeah, it's really, really tight. Yeah. I thought do they not have automated then? I'm guessing in Europa they don't, because in Champions League they do.
Yeah, I don't know. Pictures that go hard, and this is Pape celebrating his goal yesterday. And we've mentioned it a few times in various episodes, but it really feels like he's creeping into the season now.
Definitely. And he seems to be a lot happier, and he seems to be really contributing in the final third last few games, which is really important for him. 3 goal contributions in his last 3 games. Spurs Express saying, with Mikey Moore, Will Lankshear, Lucas Bergvall and Archie Gray all in the team tonight, Tottenham are starting 4 teenagers in a European fixture for the first time since 2009. Gareth Bell was one of the 4 teenagers to start the Tottenham's night against Shakhtar Donetsk, says Opta Joe. Yeah, I think so. I'm just looking now. It looks like it is the one where we drew at home. You can see Gunter, Bale, Obika, and Giovanni Dos Santos all starting that night. So it's been a long, long time since that happened. I was under Harry Redknapp. We ended up going out to Shakhtar in the Europa League that night after drawing at home 1-1. So it just goes to show how rare it is an occasion that actually happens. And,
just goes to show.
And yeah, it's really, really great that that we did that. We got the win, and they showed the quality. They're good enough to play at this level as well, which is really, really encouraging.
Yeah, it does feel like the academy now, the teenagers that we have, is probably in the best shape it's literally ever been at Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
All right, next up we have Will Lankshear's 2024 so far named Premier League PL2 Player of the Season, won the PL2 with Tottenham's under-21s, penned a new long-term contract with his boyhood club, took part in the pre-season tour with the first team squad, and now made his competitive debut for his boyhood club. What a year it's been for one of our own.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable rise. And even like a year ago, you probably didn't even know who he was, and now look at him playing in the first team. And considering as well how many great young strikers we've had, like Parrott and Scarlett, and a lot of people have been talking about, and he's really come through and actually made his debut and looking good as well, so really encouraging.
And this tweet does leave a mention that he finished PL2 top goal scorer last season as well.
Yeah, 32 goals.
I can't remember the figure, but yeah, it was
over
a lot
30
of
goals it was.
Yeah. So yeah, that is it from Reax. That is how the internet did react to the game last night. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.